There's Purdy in the gun. 3 receivers left. Kittle, Jennings, Debo from in to out. Ayuk is right. Purdy back. Time. Steps around from DeMarcus Lawrence. Throws for the end zone. Caught by George Kittle. Touchdown! San Francisco!
Boy, what a start. First drive for this offense.
They got CeeDee Lamb, the number 3 receiver, inside. Now he goes in motion right, followed by Isaiah Oliver. 49ers are tipping man on 3rd and 2. Dak back. Plenty of time. Pumps. Now rolls left. Now he's going to get sacked by Fred Warner and Javon Kinlaw. He's getting the ball out of his hands quick against everybody but the Niners. He held the ball way too long. Here's an end around and a flea flicker. Back to Brock Purdy. Takes a shot down the sideline to George Kittle. Kittle all the way to the end zone. Touchdown!
What's going on, faithful? It's your boy Breezy. It's 49ers. It's the Chargers. Finale preseason game preview right here on the Wayne Breezie Show. Smash that like button if you already didn't. If you're new, subscribe to the channel. We'll get to you right after this. What's going on, 49er faithful? It's your boy Breezy. We are back for the Wayne Breezie Show. Shout out to everybody out there, especially all the members of the Breezy Bunch crew. I can see you guys live in the chat already talking that smack. I want full smack talk for the whole season. So get your smack talk on. That's right, talk trash about me for being late. I want it all. Bring the pain. I'm in my Method Man stuff. Happy Friday to everybody out there, man. I'm hoping you guys are having a great day. Man, it's good to be here. I can tell you that right now. It's good to be here. It's good to talk 49er football with you guys and just pick your brains, because right now I feel like we're the Band-Aid Niners and somehow we got to bandage ourselves up, get through this final preseason game, right? And then we got the 53-man roster coming up on this Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. Woo, there's a lot of stuff that's got to go down for the San Francisco 49ers. So we're going to pick the best 53 plus the 16 practice squad players. So much to get into. Monday we'll do a preview prediction on who was going to make this 53-man roster. I was looking at my roster depth chart, and it's kind of rough with all the color coordinated stuff that I got on there. But yeah, we'll get to that on today's episode, man. Shout out to Don't Bother Me. All the Breezy Bunch crew members out there, man. You're going to get the early morning shout outs, man. Hit that BB, hit that like button, smash. Boats talking trash already in the chat. I love it. Boats, bring it. Also said happy belated birthday to Peachy. That's right. Yesterday was Peachy's birthday. So happy belated birthday. We definitely wished her some love on yesterday for her day. 49er Jeff in the building. Shout out to everybody that's on Facebook, Twitch, Prime. Smash the like button. Whatever it is you guys got to do, make sure you smash that like button. Good morning to Tanisha as well and the Breezy Bunch crew. 49ers underscore throwback is always in the building. Shout out to him for promoting the shows as well. I'm going to explain my stuff, man. I got it. I got you. Big Daddy Niners in the building for sure. What's going on, fam? My man Ty in the building as well. Look, so what had happened was I was here 10 minutes, prior to the show, and I'm going through my notes and stuff like that because I'm note oriented. And I felt like my internet wasn't properly distributing, like it wasn't strong or something. I was here, I was reading the comments and and then all of a sudden I was like, let me restart the computer just to make sure that the internet is pumping, because somehow when I put the computer to sleep, for some reason it just changes up settings and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a Microsoft thing. I'm gonna blame it on me. I'm learning how to take my L's. You know what I'm saying? My show, my responsibility. Should have been here on time, but we're here on time. Give yourselves a round of applause. Shout out to everybody that's also listening on, YouTube podcasts now, Spotify for sure, Apple Podcasts. Thank y'all for being listeners, man, and doing your thing over there. You guys are very interactive on the Spotify, because It allows me to interact with you, asking poll questions and stuff like that. And I appreciate the comments and what your thoughts on the show are and stuff like that. So I appreciate you guys that are just listeners that do not watch the actual live show right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and X. So I just wanted to show you guys some love as well. Big Daddy Niners, it's been a member for 16 months. Let's show him some love. He says it's Niners time instead of Miller time. It's Niners time. I like that, baby. It's Miller time. I don't got the Miller time voice from the commercial, but wasn't that kind of like a pre-Scream voice? You know, the character from Scream, the Boo guy. Like this, it's Miller time. So it's kind of like sort of like the same voice. Maybe not. Maybe a little less scary. Make sure you guys are following me, Facebook, TikTok, all that good stuff. The exclusive content will be up week 1 of the game. We'll be putting up content, film studies, breakdowns, and stuff like that. You know, we do the explosive plays, the negative plays, all that stuff that will be coming very shortly. Haven't really dived into it for the preseason because it's not really going to be consistent. We've seen some explosive plays. We saw a lot of negative plays. But in the preseason, you're expecting the negative plays, right? It's a lot of players out there that aren't really going to be, you know, on this roster. And we got our partnerships over with residency.com. Use the promo code SFBreezy so you can save on your total purchase. Now, listen, when you go there, make sure you type in www.residency. That second E has to be a 3. When you go there, look for the sales. They got some sales. I understand that the hats could be a little bit expensive, especially for the exclusive ones. You're going to pay a little bit more for the premium ones, but check out the sales, see what they got, and then use that promo code. You'll save on your total purchase on the show, all right? So don't forget, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get this show started, man. Let's get this party started, right? Felicia in the building, more members. Desi. Now, I gave the early member shout-outs. You know what I'm saying? You know what? I'm not going to throw the family under the bus. I'm not going to throw the family under the bus because there be people that be late. I'm not going to throw them under the bus. Felicia late. I'm not going to throw her under the bus. Red Jet Shell late. Not going to throw her under the bus. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to throw you under the bus. You know what I mean? But it's all good, man. I appreciate you guys. All right. You guys got commercials? My bad. Hey, man, listen. Well, you know what I do? I pay for that YouTube music thing or whatever, and it kind of gets rid of the commercials. I don't know. I don't YouTube be YouTubing. I'm just messing with y'all. You know, since I be messing, they got on me for being late, and I was 4 minutes late. CJ Gray said I was 4 minutes. He had that junk down to the 0.000 seconds. He said I was 4 minutes late, and I was. I'm gonna stop talking, but he said I was 4 minutes late. All right, so I just, you know, and I don't mind. I don't mind. Call me out. Hold me accountable. You feel me? And that's what we need to do with some of these damn players and these injuries. Now, I listen to the pressers, and I like the pressers. Trent Williams said something that I could have swore I've been saying this whole time about the injuries. You know, the good news about these injuries, I mean, I know they're injuries, but the good news about the injuries, you know what? Hold off on the good news about the injuries. You guys don't need that. Just real quick recap. Don't forget, man, next week on Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. 4 p.m. Eastern time. I was told not to say Eastern Standard Time anymore. It's Eastern time. So August 26th is going to be the 53-man release date. I mean, they're gonna trim their rosters down to 53 men. So let me just go ahead and put that in there. August 26th, 4 p.m. Eastern time, roster release. Official roster release, right? Official roster release. Isn't it crazy how the San Francisco 49ers only gave us one unofficial depth chart this year? Usually they do it after every game. You know what I mean? Usually we get one after every game. Not this year. But there you go. The August 26th, 4 p.m. Eastern time, official roster release. We'll get the 53-man roster plus the practice squad players for those that are just tuning in. Also, August 28th, I have zero clues to what time the Niners are going to do this jersey reveal, but it's going to be on their time. So expect some clues to be coming out probably shortly on when they're going to actually do this, and we'll see what happens. We're going to get the rivalry jersey reveal. I'll leave it at that. Rivalry jersey reveal. So 2 dates in August, the 26th and then the 28th. probably because they're going to have their captains. I can't wait till we figure out who's going to be the team captains on this team as well. You know what? I'm just curious. You guys got all the crazy jokes. I said, all the crazy jokes is out there in the live chat. If you're not watching on YouTube, you're missing the chat. It's crazy. They cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Never had a bowl of Cocoa Puffs in my life, by the way. The captains, that's going to be really interesting because I feel like we know the captains. The captains have not been practicing. I feel like we know the captains. Any new captains, anybody that you feel like is going to be a new captain that has never been a captain. All right, here's the captains just off the top of the dome, going through my unofficial depth chart. Offensively, Brock Purdy will be captain. Also on the offense, Trent Williams got his captainship back. Kyle Juszczyk is going to be a captain. I'm trying to see if there's anybody else offensively. I think and Christian McCaffrey. I don't know if McCaffrey is in the captain-esque mode. You know what I mean? I'm hoping he is. I'm hoping that he is. But there you go. So those are my captains offensively with Christian McCaffrey in there for sure. He's a captain. Christian McCaffrey and George Kittle. Can't forget George Kittle, Felicia. Thank you. George Kittle. So that's 5. I think I feel like I named 5 offensive captains. Purdy. Let's go back. Purdy, Kittle, Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey. Who's the other guy that I named? Purdy, Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, and I feel like I'm missing a player. Boom. Who the hell did I just say? I know I said 5. Now I feel like I'm missing one. So maybe it's 4. No, Juszczyk. I feel like Juszczyk. So Juszczyk would be that 5th captain offensively. All right. Hold that thought. I got 5 offensive captains. How many defensive captains are we going to get? I feel like Nick Bosa and Deommodore Lenoir and Fred Warner. I got 3. Does anybody have more than 3 defensive captains? 3. I got 3. Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, and Demo. So that's 8 total captains. So I got 8. Does anybody have a number higher than 8? Put it in the chat. And if you have somebody different, let us know. We'll comment on it. Before that, let's get to this super chat from my man 49ers_throwback. Trent Williams on Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, because I was talking about Trent Williams. Christian McCaffrey looks fantastic. Looks like offensive player of the year. And then he says, we brought in Sky Moore. So does this mean Junior Bergen ain't going to start? This may mean that Junior Bergen might not make this roster. All right, now look. Y'all think this is a game. I know behind the scenes, y'all probably be like, Breezy lazy. He don't do nothing. He don't do all the shows that he used to do. That's cool, but I do a lot of work behind the scenes. I know y'all can't see this because my lights is glaring, but I got my 53-man roster projection. I tell you what, I got 6 wide receivers making this roster. 6 making the roster. 6. And so there's going to be some talent, and I did say Trent, Snoop. There's going to be some talent that's not going to make this roster, and unfortunately. I know they traded for Sky Moore, but I don't know if he makes the roster. It's weird because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? That's 10, 11, 12, 13. We got 13 wide receivers, not including Brandon Ayuk and Trent Taylor. Trent Taylor's on the IR, Ayuk's on PP. That's 15 wide receivers. I think we only keep 6. What's going on, Miss Cynthia? Cynthia in the building. 49ers_throwback. So I know they traded for Sky Moore, but if Sky Moore doesn't come out and have the game of his life, now he does have a kick return for a touchdown this year in the preseason. He does have that, and then he was traded. But if Sky Moore doesn't have like a receiving game of his life, I'm gonna put some respect on the 49ers wide receivers because it doesn't matter who's throwing them the ball. They've all been kind of like coming through. We haven't seen Malik Turner. I think he's injured. We haven't seen Malik Knowles. He was just newly signed. So it's going to get a little interesting when it comes to the 49ers wide receiving core. Again, we'll talk more about that on Monday, especially after this game. But I don't know if some of these players make this roster. Here go my 6. Jennings, Pearsall, Watkins, Robinson, Cowing, Chosen. I feel like Robbie Chosen is going to, that 6th slot is going to, now, I tell you what, this all comes down to how severe the Jacob Cowing injury is. Remember, he got the lower body injury. They have not designated what the injury was, and they have not told us how severe the injury is. If his injury is severe to where the Niners have a logjam, which they do, they have 13 wide receivers, there's a possibility that he ends up on the IR for the season. It sucks. And then that changes up the roster. But I'm waiting for information like that. What's going on, Drew? I guess Facebook is back. It said Facebook says we're having trouble streaming to Facebook. But I guess it's back. They'll re-add it or something like. Please check Facebook to make sure Facebook be tripping. Eddie G and the B-Dogs in the building. 30 months. Good luck. 6 more months. It'll be 3 whole years. Shout out to my man Eddie G and the B-Dogs. What up, Faithful? What up, Breezy? Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Now, look. All I'm saying is, one thing I know about the Niners receivers, and they all possess something this year that's a little bit different than what we've seen normally from the Niners receivers. A lot of these wide receivers have speed. So you're getting speed from Pearsall, speed from Sky Moore. Demarcus Robinson is fast. Jordan Watkins, a 4.3 guy. Junior Bergen, 4.3 guy. Russell Gage, speed, injured. Isaiah Hodgins, whatever. Robbie Chosen, fast. Malik Turner. These guys, it's going to be interesting to see how the San Francisco 49ers do it. Snoop says no TO on the 50. No, he doesn't make it. It's hard because you know what happens? The Niners decided to go and get a lot of veteran wide receivers. Free agent wide receivers. Here, you know what? I could share with you guys my chart. Now, again, for those that know, this is available on my Patreon. So if you guys subscribe to the Patreon, pay the $1 tier per month, you'll have access to all the data documents that I create, all right? And then you can kind of follow along, right? You know what I'm saying? You can just keep along. I keep these updated daily, all right? So just looking at the wide receiver position and just me blowing it up, and bear with me because I got to change my screen. Let's see. Where's the screen? Boom. All right. So just me blowing that up, you can kind of like see it's Ricky Pearsall, Sky Moore. Anybody not in the color is probably healthy. The orange color means they were free agents. But Robbie Chosen, Isaiah Hodgins, Malik Knowles, the new guy that they brought in. You look down here, it's Tariq Owens. And so all the other players that are in yellow are injured, like, believe it or not. Like, they're dealing with some type of an injury. The purple for Demarcus Robinson, he's going to be suspended right now for the first 3 games. How you guys feel about that? You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people feel like, well, he is appealing the suspension. That's number one. But a lot of people feel like they're doing the Niners dirty because you look at the wide receiver from Rashee Rice from Kansas City, how he's not serving a suspension. I tell you what, though, this is how I look at it. You don't have to look at it this way, but this is the way Breezy's looking at it. It's better that he serves the suspension now. First 3 games of the season, I'm not saying they don't matter, but we all know when football starts. It starts in December. And that could be a really detrimental blow to the Kansas City Chiefs once that suspension is served. He's going to serve a suspension. Right now, it's just kind of like on hold. So Demarcus Robinson is appealing. Okay, now he might, he might be able to play during the appeal. Expect him to play in this preseason matchup. But at the end of the day, I'd rather him get this stuff over with now. You get what I'm saying? That's just me personally. And, part me. Because personally, that's how I feel about the situation, all right? All right, we got breaking news, baby. Sound the alarm. Let me go full screen because the Niners are in the breaking news category, baby. That's right. The San Francisco 49ers have just traded for Brian Robinson. That's the running back from the Washington Commanders for a 2026 sixth-round pick. This is per Adam Schefter. You guys got to wait for me to post this. I know when I post breaking news, it's going to be late. I'm live. So at this point, it's being broken right here on the Wayne Breezie Show. Brian Robinson, breaking news, faithful. The Niners get another stud running back. I think Jordan James, this is going to be interesting. I'm telling you, this is going to be interesting. Jordan James dealing with this broken finger-ish-esque type of an injury. Now the Niners are adding Brian Robinson to the category. He is and we're going to talk about Brian Robinson. I like Brian Robinson. Now, you're talking about another player that did deal with some type of traumatic experience when he got shot. Remember, he got shot and he came back so quick and was still grounding and pounding. The Niners get themselves like a ground and pound type of a running back, a guy that can get those tough yards in the inside zone, a guy that you can use down in the goal line. Wow, what a trade. And it was funny because I was getting the news that he was going to be traded on today. I'm excited. I'm a running back linebacker. That is me. And now I feel like Christian McCaffrey, Isaac Guerrero, Brian Robinson, this room is on some Darkwing Duck shit. They just got a little bit more dangerous. They were already dangerous, right? They were dangerous. They are officially dangerous. Like, put a hazard mat up. You don't want to with this room. Bobby Turner, I was about to say Johnny Holland. Bobby Turner is cooking. Christian McCaffrey, Brian Robinson, who has been relatively healthy. I do want to put that out there. Brian Robinson has been relatively healthy, so let's not act like he hasn't. And I got to talk about this because this was funny. Remember, there was a video, a reel going around about it was a fantasy football draft about a guy drafting the wrong Robinson. He thought he drafted B.J. Robinson, and instead he drafted Brian Robinson Jr. from the Washington Commanders, now San Francisco 49er. I bet you that guy is going to be a little bit happier now because the Niners running backs definitely do damage. They do damage. Let's pull up his stats, and let's talk a little bit about Brian Robinson Jr. And he's still on his rookie contract. Like, the Niners are on something different. He's on his rookie contract. He's still on his last year of his rookie contract. He's going to be playing on that. I don't expect the Niners to do a deal or whatever. You want to know what he's done in the NFL? Let's go ahead and break that down as far as his NFL stats. Right now, he's rushing. He's never been 1,000-yard rusher. All right, so he 797 his rookie season, 733. His second season last year, 799. But he did improve in his touchdowns. I do want to point that out. He improved in his touchdowns. So he went from 2 to 5 to 8. So he had 8 touchdowns. As far as receiving, he had 0 touchdowns, but he did have 20 receptions for 159 yards. All right, for 159 yards. It's a great move for the San Francisco 49ers. It's essentially cost them a 6th-round pick on next year. John Lynch is like, those picks, you get what I'm saying? The Niners get them a stud backup running back. Now, if you want to know what this means for Isaac Guerrero, nothing. This just makes the stable that much more secure. This just makes the stable that much more secure, in my opinion. This is breaking news. 49ers trade for a 6th-round pick to the Washington Commanders for running back Brian Robinson Jr. Brian Robinson Jr. is now a San Francisco 49er. What great, you know what? I don't think no one's caring about the Sky Moore trade, the six round pick for Sky Moore. You got a 7th round pick back. Sky Moore, still another player on his rookie deal. You flipped, you get a player in a 7th for a 6. Whatever. I like it. I think the trade, now we're going to see what happens. But I like the 2 trades that the Niners have made. And I think it just helps secure certain rooms for the San Francisco 49ers. I have zero doubts that Brian Robinson is going to make this roster. I got to add him to my chart. So bear with me. Let's do the live add to the chart. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool, right? Just having it on the show. We could do the live add to the chart. All right. So, just looking at the chart right here, we're going to go ahead and add. I'm just going to add him right here as that running back for right now. Brian Robinson Jr. Going to put him in there. You know what I mean? And I appreciate y'all for being here first with your boy Breezy, where we were able to break the news live right here on the Wayne Breezie Show. Tell a friend, man. Subscribe to this joint, man. You don't want to miss out, because when the news breaks, I'm here for it. Yeah, man, I need a minute. I need a second, not a minute. I've been taking up too much of y'all time. Anyway, just give me a second. Yes. Like, I just need to process this, and I also want to post the fact that we have another running back. It gets tricky. Keyshawn Vaughn is going to be released. Jeff Wilson Jr. may get released. I hate to say it, because the Niners only can keep 5 guys. They're only going to keep 5 guys. I've told you this gets weird. Christian McCaffrey, Isaac Guerrero, Jordan James, Brian Robinson Jr. Pay attention to Jordan James. I don't feel like he should be on the IR. They can place him on the IR now, but they would have to shut him down for the season or designate him to release him. They're not going to do that. He was a draft pick, 5th round pick too, 4th round pick, 5th round. But at the end of the day, like, I don't know what they're going to do. Brian Robinson. I got Christian McCaffrey, Isaac Guerrero, Brian Robinson Jr., Jordan James, Kyle Juszczyk. I think Jeff Wilson Jr. is spent. I think Keyshawn Vaughn is spent. What are your thoughts, guys? Come on, man. Talk to me, man. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the chat. Talk to me, man. What are your thoughts? I'm feeling away. Slick with the super chat. Adam Peters doing 49ers is solid. Kyle, loyalty program continues. Let's go Niners. Listen, there is going to be some teams that are there's going to be some teams that the Niners continue to trade with that they have really good ties. You can expect Houston. You can expect the Commanders. You know who doesn't like deal with the Niners? The Dolphins. I think Mike McDaniels just hates the situation. But I tell you what, it's a great trade. It's a 6th round pick. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the super chat contribution too. I do appreciate it. My man Oscar Skit says, I keep on saying this. B-Rob is now the main running back with CMC playing the Joker role. All right, so let's talk about this, because some people may not understand what you mean. And so if you guys are familiar with Deebo Samuel, he played the Joker role. So what we're saying, what Oscar is alluding to, is that now you got your main running back, now that you traded for a guy on his rookie contract, Brian Robinson Jr., right? And now you can utilize Christian McCaffrey in a different way, which is the way he always has been utilized. Running back, pass catching back, but it just makes him movable around on the football field, because you can put out the 2 running backs. You could put out Isaac Guerrero, a Brian Robinson combination, or a Brian Robinson and Christian McCaffrey combination, and CMC can take over that Joker role and do some of the things that we watched Deebo Samuel did with the jet sweeps a lot faster, more vision. You know what I'm saying? Still a tough guy. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to utilize him. Oscar, appreciate that. Anthony says, do you think that Kyle is saying that the players have injury because he already knows that they are a lock and he wants to see what the other people have before he cut them? That's a good question. No, I think players are injured. My theory is this: is Kyle is taking heed to that load management situation. Like, you know how they do in basketball? And so I feel like Kyle is saying, all right, you got an injury, cool. I'm just going to get some other guys in here. You go ahead and you fully recover. I think Kyle wants his players to be fully recovered as they can by week 1. Some players I think are going to be good to go by week 1. It's like Juwan Jennings, Russell Gage, like those players. I think they'll be fully to go. I think the wide receiver room is going to be decent. You know what I'm saying? But I think Kyle is just really learning from his mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I truly do. I truly think he's learning from his mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And so this is just a way to kind of like, because you didn't see really Nick Bosa practice much. You didn't see Trent Williams practice at all. Christian McCaffrey didn't practice at all, right? Like they practiced, but they didn't do a lot of the stuff that, that the heavy loaded. Yeah, they got clips, they got highlight reels for sure. But they didn't play in any of the preseason games. We don't need it. And then Jordan Watkins, this allows, it allows the guys that are dealing with certain injuries to fully recover. So I think that's the new deal for Kyle Shanahan, in my opinion. I think he wants to see his players fully recover. And there's nothing wrong with that. I could dig it. I feel like Kyle is just learning, like, I need these guys to rock out with me for 17 mother freaking weeks, man, and then into the playoffs, right? Into the playoffs. That's what it is. And here's a kicker on that Brian Robinson breaking news trade. You ready for this? All right. The Commanders have agreed to take on some of the $3.4 million owed to him this season per Mike Garafolo in the trade agreement. You can't tell me John Lynch ain't mother freaking cooking. Let's go. Let's go. Because not only do they get, to me, a running back 1, I don't give a what y'all say, they got a running back 1 for a 6th-round pick. They got a running back 1 for a 6th-round pick. Not only did they do that, they also got Adam Peters to pay $3.4 million for it. You can't tell me that Adam Peters, or you can't tell me that John Lynch ain't cooking. He's cooking. Straight up cooking. Straight up. And like I said, you get a healthy Brian Robinson Jr. in here. Now people are like, well, why did they trade him? Why did they trade him? Couple of reasons. Number one, rookie contract was about to run out. They just drafted Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. Brian Robinson hasn't even really been playing even in the preseason. They drafted a guy. They might like the guy that they drafted on a rookie deal. And so why go forth with a Brian Robinson Jr. type of situation? Blah, 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 whatever. So, in my opinion, the Niners fleeced the Commanders. Because if I'm Brian Robinson Jr., I'm just going to take this and say, yo, I'm about to go to the best running back system in the world with Bobby Turner leading the helm, and I get to learn with Christian McCaffrey, not under Christian, but with Christian McCaffrey, and I get to be in that room and those meetings. Shit. I mean, sorry. Shoot. Yep, I'm excited. You can tell I'm excited. You can tell when I get excited because I can't hold my tongue. This is great news for the San Francisco 49ers. What a trade. And for those that follow me on the social media, you know I post news. It'll be coming at the end of the show. I'll post it on Twitter, YouTube, all that stuff. And don't mock me for being late. It's just the way it is. Now, let's get to this preview of the game because I'm pending physical. I want to see a little bit of Brian Robinson. I know we probably not going to see him in this game. But I'm not going to lie. I want to see him play. I just do. And here's where I think they really utilize him. Shout out to my guy Oscar. I do think they do utilize him on especially his short area the short area plays around the goal line. Look, I've been going through the film and the data of these last 2 preseason games, and I know they're not the full starters playing and this, that, and the third. I don't give a we suck in the red zone. But we've sucked in the red zone last year. That can't continue. 1 for 4 in both games? No. That's 25%. We can't be 25%. You can't go 2 for 8. Nah, that's unacceptable. That's just unacceptable for me. Now, here's where the Niners work. They did cook on 4th down, but it's 4th down. You know what I'm saying? It was 4th down. They got to be better on third down, and they got to figure out some things. Check out my keys to victory. They're now on Bleacher Report. I do that every Thursday on Bleacher Report, and I will be bringing keys to victory back to YouTube for those because I will be writing for WebZone, my keys to victory. So it will be a different version, probably a slightly longer version right here on the YouTube, and a truncated version on Bleacher Report. Shout out to my guy Troy in the building. 30 months. We got some 30-month members in the building, man. 30 months, always love. You know how it is, baby. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And I can't get off the Brian Robinson trade. I'm sorry. Don't think like Isaac Guerrero won't be utilized. Like, the kid is a phenomenal pass catching back. I'm not quite sure how Robinson Jr. is in the outside zone game, but I do know inside he's a beast. He's a beast. He's a beast. Let's see if I can get what his 40 time was, because not that it matters, but let's see. Just looking up his draft combine, he was a third-round pick, Washington Commanders. Third round pick. Okay. He ran a 4.5. He's a 4.5 guy. Not super fast on the outside zone, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have the vision. That's what makes that's kind of like what separates him. 4.53 guy, but he has really good running back vision. You know what I'm saying? This isn't BTR, right? What's BTR? Brian, who's that? I don't know. But Oscar, 21 months. Shout out to Oscar. 21 months, wide receiver move next. Look, I know I've titled with the Juwan Jennings situation. Look, it's just a situation. He's injured at the moment, and that's what it is. I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. He says he's injured. Kyle said he's injured. I really think it has to do with contracts, and I feel like my only concern is he has not participated much in the OTAs and up to training camp because he's been dealing with the calf injury. And so will he come on a little bit slowly during the regular season, kind of like how Brandon Ayuk did the whole thing? Like, I don't know. Juwan has a different mentality. He can probably suit up and be ready to go week 1 if he signs 3 days. Here's the thing. I think Juwan Jennings is going to get extended. I truly think he's going to get some type of a 2-year extension or something. I do. I feel like it's not going to be for a lot of money, and I think it's going to be a budgeted incentive-based type of contract for him to get more guarantees on his current deal, which he's playing on the last year of that. And once that happens, he'll be back. But we'll see what happens. I think the Niners are preparing. If that doesn't happen, they're preparing for it. So we're just going to have to fall back and kind of like just wait and see how all this stuff pans out, man. All I know is it's going to be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But let's get to the preview of this game that we have coming up, because it's the final preseason game. It's the Chargers versus the 49ers, and they're coming up to Santa Clara. It's Jim Harbaugh's returning to one of his former teams. You got Navarro Bowman returning as a coach, to his former team. You got Trey Lance returning to his former team. You got some like returnee guys, and we've seen this week 1 with the Denver Broncos, them coming into town as well. And now we're going to get it week 3 of the preseason. And so let's just kind of like talk about how this game is probably going to unfold for the San Francisco 49ers. My expectations, I don't expect the 49ers to play any starters. None. 0. No starters in this game. No Brock Purdy better not even step on the football field. It's just not, we don't need to. We saw what the kind of like first team unit would look like last week against the number 1 defense. I don't need to see it. Kyle Shanahan shouldn't need to see it against the Chargers number 1 team defense. We just don't need it. This game is going to be pure evaluation. It's going to be Carter Bradley, Tanner Mordecai versus Trey Lance, and their backup quarterback. I feel like it's Heineke. I can't remember who their backup guy is, but or Stick or somebody, whoever it is, that's who we're going to be facing. And this game is probably going to be a little slow, not high scoring. Now, if you want to check out a high scoring game, go check out the Madden Sim. You will not be disappointed. This week was official. It was back and forth. It was pow for pow, punch for punch. And you got to figure out who came out on top. So go ahead and check that out. You know what I mean? I see some questions out there for the members. And if I see your question, I promise I will star it. We'll get back to it. You know what I mean? We'll definitely get back to it. Mac Jones won't be playing in this game as well because he's dealing with a knee sprain. So don't expect Mac or Brock Purdy to be playing. Those two quarterbacks have made the roster. They're the locks. We're going to figure out who's going to be that third guy. I expect one half to be Tanner Mordecai, the other half to be Carter Bradley. I wouldn't even be surprised if Tanner Mordecai starts. And if you're asking me why am I saying Tanner Mordecai, because the 49ers signed him yesterday and they released Nate Sudfeld. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? That is how it kind of went down. Okay. It's just the way of the Niners, baby. You know, and these players, I feel for them because it's like back and forth. But at the end of the day, they know the name of the game. So Tanner Mordecai, Carter Bradley will be the quarterbacks for the Niners. Ricky Pearsall, let me ask y'all this. Do y'all want Ricky Pearsall to play in this game? Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Me, I feel like he should play. Again, this is all about him getting these reps. I'm not saying he needs to play a whole bunch, but give him a series or two. I'll actually need to see those starting wide receivers out there. Ricky Pearsall, Demarcus Robinson. I expect those guys to be good to go. And then I want to see all of the other guys. I'm hands down all of the other guys. All right, we got Ronnie says no. Demos 45 says he needs to play. I'm all for it. We got more breaking news, 49er Jeff. What I miss? More breaking news? All right. Hit me with it. Marty Marr, 49er Empire, says yes. And the reason why I'm saying that he needs to play is because he just needs more. He just needs reps. The more reps he gets, the more dominant he's going to be on the football field. And I understand you're risking your number one wide receiver out there. I get it. Oscar says no, thank you. We'll see what happens when it comes to Ricky Pearsall. But Demarcus Robinson definitely should play in this game. Snoop says no. We have sweet breaking news. We got Brian Robinson. Shout out to JP Hellahard, 2,800. All right, so I'm thinking the wide receivers. There's going to be no Jordan Watkins, no Russell Gage, no Malik Turner because I think he's dealing with an injury. So here are the wide receivers that are probably going to load up for the Niners. If you guys are saying no to Ricky Pearsall, Demarcus Robinson, Junior Bergen, Sky Moore, Isaiah Hodgins, Robbie Chosen, Malik Knowles, and Tariq Owens. Those are the guys. All right? Those are the guys. So those are going to be your wide receivers that are going to be out there. If there's no Ricky Pearsall, now I am for Ricky getting a series or two. I'm sorry. I just am. I just want to see him continue to route up people, especially number one DBs. And that's my thing. How well is he routing up these guys, And we'll see what happens. As far as the running backs, there's not going to be any Christian McCaffrey. Isaac Areno just returned to practice, so I feel like he should be good to go. You're not going to get Jordan James. If they don't release Keyshawn Vaughn with the trade of Brian Robinson, if Brian Robinson clears the physical, he may play, which I don't think you need him to play, but Jeff Wilson Jr., Keyshawn Vaughn, Isaac Areno should be able to hold it down for your running backs. No Kyle Juszczyk. Let's see. Trent Williams, no Trent Williams. Spencer Burford will probably start. No Ben Barch. Connor Colby will get out there again. Matt Hennessy will start. The right guard probably is going to be Drew Moss. I want to see Mike Dunn. They signed free agent offensive. They got Mike Dunn in here. I want to see Mike Dunn play the guard position. and see. I don't have Drew Moss making the roster. Colt McKivitz, Austin Pleasance, and Isaiah Prince will be your right tackles. Nick Zakel probably will be one of the backup centers. He played center last game. No George Kittle, but Luke Farrell. Luke Farrell had a big catch last week. I want to see more Jake Tonjes because I need to see who is going to be that third tight end. Is it going to be Jake Tonjes or Braden Willis? That's what I'm here for. I need to see that. I need to know who is going to be that third tight end. And that's going to be your offense. Defensively, I want to see Mykel Williams play, but we know he's coming off the injury. So no Mykel Williams. I kind of don't want to see Bryce Huff. I don't want to overutilize him. Robert Bill Jr. is back, so that's good. Maybe we'll get him out there starting. Jalen Allen, Jonathan Garvin out there on the edge. I feel like this should be a game Bryce Huff should be able to take off. I don't want to see Bryce Huff. I already know what he can do. Your right end, Sam Okwanu, Robert Bill Jr. I want to see what those guys do. I need more from Sebastian Valdez. I want to get a full evaluation of him as well. Interior, Jordan Elliott hasn't played much of nothing. He needs to be out there, period. No CJ West. Kalia Davis and Bruce Hector need to see these guys. We won't see Kevin Givens. I need to see more Alfred Collins, especially on the early downs. I'm sorry. I know he's second round pick, but I need to see him. I want to see more of Alfred Collins. Here is where the battle lies to me. If you're going to be looking for a tight-ass position group, the linebackers are tough. Like, I'm struggling on figuring out who's going to be linebackers because I feel like the Niners may have to keep 5. And I know that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of linebackers, right? How many I got on my list? I got 5 linebackers. This is tough. And so none of them are dealing with injury, too, by the way. None of them. So you got Nick Martin, Jalen Graham, Curtis Robinson. We already know Fred Warner is a lock. Tatum Bethune, Stone Blanton. I still need more D. Winters. I want to see Luke Gifford because that's the free agent we signed in free agency, and then Chaz Surratt. So the Niners and the Niners linebacking core, like Johnny Holland, has got to make some tough decisions from this game. Nick Martin's going to make the roster for sure, but at the end of the day, it's going to come down to Jalen Graham. I feel like he's low on the depth chart. Curtis Robinson, I like him. He had a big hit, I think, on special teams in the game. Tatum Bethune, though, has been running the mic, and he's been playing it well. Like, he's been playing the mic well. Stone Blanton has flashed. D. Winters, I just need more of him. Luke Gifford, I'm not getting enough of him, so I need to see more from Luke. And then Chaz Surratt had a big tackling game last week. He had 6 tackles last week. Him and Nick Martin, they led the team in tackles. So it's going to be interesting to see how these linebackers shape up. The Niners get Renardo Green back as well. He's got to play. Dude, if you're fully recovered from this hamstring, I need to see you out there for a series or 2. So I'm expecting Renardo Green to play. I'm just looking at my depth chart. If you see me looking over to the side, let's see. Let me just pull it up here. So I'm expecting Renardo Green to play. Terrell Luter Jr., man, I don't think he makes this roster. But this is the game. This is the game. Dallas Flowers, in my opinion, is somewhat of a lock. I don't know how you move on from Dallas Flowers because he gives you the versatility defensively and he can return the ball. He's a kick returner. So Dallas Flowers has been really standing out. Jacob Robinson, undrafted free agent, looks like him and Sebastian Valdez, they have really good shots. I'll leave it at that. We know Demo doesn't need to play. Will we get Upton Stout? Is he returning? No, probably not. He's probably going to be on not injured and just not playing this game, so that Chase Lucas will get the start again. I will say this: if Chase Lucas has a third consecutive phenomenal game, Yo, I'm going with the vet. Like, because he gets it. He gets it. Now, I like Upton Stout. I think Upton Stout is the man. He's going to be the man. But do you got to rush him into this process? I mean, if you need him, you got him. He's going to make the roster. You're not going to sit here and say Upton Stout's not going to make the roster. Upton Stout's going to make the roster. But just, I don't know, man. Chase Lucas is having a camp. I'll leave it at that. And then your safeties, Jason Pinnock. I need to see him play more too. I know he's a lock to make the roster. Marquise Siegel, Derek Canteen, Jalen Mahoney. Like, those are some of the guys that are kind of like on the lower on the depth chart. Saron Neal, another special team stud as well as safety. Jair Brown. I mean, like, the rumors about Jair Brown being traded are out there. So if there's a team looking for a safety and they make the Niners an offer that they can't refuse, Jair Brown could be good as gone. Let me just remind everybody that Jair Brown, Darrell Luter, those aren't solid guys. Not even Renardo Green, like, those aren't solid guys. I'm not saying Saleh can't work with them. He just didn't draft them. So those aren't solid guys. So we'll see what happens. But Jair Brown could be on the block. I don't want him to be, but he could be. And so at this game right here against the Chargers, that defense, that offense, they got a dynamic offense as well. I can tell you, I'm paying attention to the linebackers and the defensive front. Like, if you want to know what I'm zeroing in on, it's the linebackers and the defensive front. And why? Because I know, you know, and I know Jim Harbaugh better than anybody. And we know that this cat is going to come out and do what? Set the tone, run the ball. Set the tone, run the ball. Run the ball, run the ball. And they got the backs. They got Amarion Hampton. They got Raheem Sanders. They got Hines. They got some guys out there that are going to try to run the ball and set the tone. And if you ask me, the weakest link on the 49ers defense, it's the front. It's the front. It's the run defense. If you ask me what the weakest link on the 49ers offense, it's the run blocking. I truly believe Patrick Taylor Jr., who is on the IR for the season, I truly believe that injury happened because the run blocking was piss poor and they were just in the backfield the moment the ball was hiked. I'm not going to blame a certain player or any players. I'm just saying the run blocking on offense and the run defense, the run stopping on the defense, like, those have been the weakest links for the San Francisco 49ers this preseason. Now, the starters aren't out there, but that doesn't mean that those rooms still aren't weak. And so that's what kind of worries me a little bit, because I don't expect offensive line. I expect my starters to play the whole game. Defensive line, I don't. Those cats are using all kinds of crazy types of energy. All right. All kinds of crazy types of energy. All right. Now, more words on the street per Mike Garafolo about Brian Robinson. He is currently en route to the Bay to take a physical to finalize the trade. So this is for sure going down, and I can't wait to break the news out there and put it out there. I don't like missing breaking news stuff, but it was really good to break the news here on the show. If you guys are just tuning in, Brian Robinson Jr. has been traded to the San Francisco 49ers. He has been traded to the San Francisco 49ers for a 6th round pick. And the Washington Commanders are going to pay $3.4 million of his salary for those that are just tuning in. Now, let me just get you guys got the 49ers winning this last preseason game. Give me a thumbs up. I don't need any types of predictions right now, but if you feel like we're going to win this game, put the thumbs up. Personally, I feel like the Niners are going to come out on top. They're not going to allow Trey Lance to come in here and take over. I really think that the Niners defense go after Trey Lance, get him rattled up early, bada boom, bada bing, throw him off of his game. Now, that's the beginning of the game. It's all about how you finish the game. Trey Lance won't play this whole game. Once they insert and they make their adjustments, can the Niners adjust as well to come out on top? All right, NBN Pineapple, thumbs up. Ronnie, thumbs up. Niner Faithful, thumbs up. That's what I'm talking about. We got some thumbs out there. Yeah, we still can't stop the run. That junk is crazy. All right, I see a couple of questions out there that I highlighted. I definitely wanted to get to those questions. Here's some guys I want y'all to pay attention to in this game. Offensively, keep your eyes on Sky Moore. Sky Moore and Robbie Chosen. I really want those guys to make this team. I do, because I feel like Sky Moore can be utilized like Deebo Samuel. That's a piece. That's what I feel like. He's a different type, but he's faster, not as physical, but he can run those jet sweeps. Kind of like how Ray McCloud was here. I feel like he can do some of that. So I'm hoping this works out for him here in the Bay, and it's all gonna come down to this one game. Like, he gets one freaking opportunity to really prove his case. What does this mean about Junior Bergen? I don't know, but keep your eyes on Sky Moore and who did I say? Robbie Chosen again, because Robbie had a slightly disinteresting first game and then took over in the second game. I think he had like almost 90. He had 92 yards, I think, off of 5 receptions or something like that in game 2. Keep an eye on Robbie Chosen. He's looking to make the roster. That's offensively. Defensively, oh man, you gotta continue to watch Nick Martin, because both games 2 missed tackles in both games, but he was definitely a lot better in game 2. I'm expecting him to be lights out damn near in game 3. So Nick Martin, the linebacker, the whole linebacking crew, and Marquise Siegel. Because Marquise Siegel may be forcing a certain veteran off of this roster. This could be why Jair Brown is rumored to be on the trade block. Pay attention to Marquise Siegel. He had one of the best open field tackles I saw last week, which prevented a big gain. Which, like, it was he had to make that tackle, and he made it. He came through, and I loved it. All right, so keep an eye on those guys as well. Defensively, I feel like Chase Lucas is going to do his thing. Now, I said that if you guys had a couple of questions, I'm going to shout out to some of the members out there. Don't bother me. Who will we trade Tig to? Now, I don't know. I don't know what team is looking for a safety, and I'm trying to think, like, where would Tig fit? Like, Tig to me is just better playing the deep portion of the football field, right? Like, I feel like he belongs playing free safety, where he's able to be out there and see the whole field and roam. I feel like when they're utilizing him differently, and he's just taking some poor angles, and you're getting those missed tackles, or he's trailing guys, and so he's not playing up to what we saw him his rookie year. But I also think they're using him differently. So I don't know. It's got to be a team that's looking for a guy like that, like the Saints, right? Like, when you look at Tig, right, I'm not comparing him to the Honey Badger, but I feel like that's a vibe that he would fit, or that's a role he could play well. I don't know who the Saints have with him retiring, because I think that's where Tyrann Mathieu played and retired. But that might be a certain situation to keep an eye on by the trade deadline. Not saying he's going to get traded now, but by the trade deadline, all right? Monty Marr, 49er Empire. Did Moody win the faithful trust for the season in this game? I don't think he's going to ever win the trust of the faithful, man. Like I don't think he can ever win the trust of the faithful. I mean, he would have to kick a full season at 100%. He would have to kick a full season at 100%, you know? And so, will he win the trust of the faithful? Probably not. If I'm Jake Moody, bro, it's like, yo, turn off, put on your Beats by Dre or whatever headphones you use, and just tune out everybody, including the faithful, and just kick, you know? And just kick. You heard Brent Boyer say making that 59-yarder might have just changed his whole career, his life. Even though it didn't count, it was something memorable. And to see the team, because you got to remember, he hit the game tying kick and the game winning kick after missing a 53-yarder earlier in the game. He went 5 for 6. And so I don't know what's going on with Jake Moody and his confidence, but clearly it's shaky. It's shaky. And so I don't think there's a perfect kicker in the league. I don't think we've had one in a very long time, unless they were like 5 for 5, right? And so for Jake Moody, my words to him is just tune out everybody and just do what you do, dog. Just do what you do, you know? So as far as confidence, as far as us trusting Jake Moody, nah. I do, but that's me. Because I've seen him kick in big games, but they weren't NFL games. So I just feel like it's there. All right, 49ers _ throwback. Wayne, hear me out. Jair Brown will be traded to the Jets. Okay. Hey, if wherever I feel like he fits, that's where he's going. But I think he's a fit player. Like, he has to fit a system. But I like that because I think Aaron Glenn could probably get really good work out of Jair Brown. But we'll see what happens. You know, we'll see what happens, man. Like, I don't want any of these guys to be traded. I know Wilkes is the defensive coordinator over there, and like I said, I think Aaron Glenn is a players type of a coach, and so the question is, what are we looking for Jair Brown? You know, but we'll see what happens. Yes, Wilkes is over there. Yes, he is. Wilkes is over there. So it could be a reunion, and that could be where he needs to go because that's who got the best out of Jair Brown. All right, faithful, I got us winning this game just like you got us winning this game. It's gonna be dull at some moments. I do know that, but I'm excited because I want to see. Believe it or not, I want to see how well Trey Lance plays. I want to see if Robert Saleh continues to kind of manipulate the defense, dial up some blitzes. We saw a corner blitz. We saw a nickel blitz. We saw a linebacker blitz. Like, yeah, like we're going to get some more of that. Like, I don't want too much of it, but I was excited to see the newer players, Chase Lucas, on the nickel blitz. I was good. These newer players, I was excited to see them execute. I was. So I'm hoping we get a little bit more dialed up because, listen, Jim Harbaugh is a great coach, and I just know his expectations of his players are going to be, we're going to come out this game healthy, but with a win. And I feel like Kyle Shanahan is the same way. We're going to come out with this game healthy, hopefully, but with a win. We want to still win. You still want to win. You want to go into the regular season on a high, not a low, even though it's preseason. Like, it's preseason. You still want to kind of start off the regular season on a high. Shout out to all the Breezy Bunch members out there. Again, you guys get the air horns for today. You guys have been real. Thank you guys so much for keeping your boy Breezy informed. If I miss you on a shout out, my apologies. Try to get here a little bit earlier when I do the early morning shout outs. But we did break the news. Just to recap, everybody that's watching the show, the 49ers, again, breaking news, traded a 6th-round pick to the Washington Commanders for running back Brian Robinson Jr. Oh, man. And here's the kicker. The kicker is that they got the Commanders to pay $3.4 million of that salary. I'm your boy, Wayne Breezie, man. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'll be back Monday with the Wayne Breezie Show. We will be recapping the game, and we'll do our 53-man roster prediction. So guys, make sure you stay locked in right here. Smash that like button. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Until the next time, keep it faithful to the Bay. We out.
What's up, faithful? Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure you check out some of the other cool videos.